costs more, the gas costs more. And we have to understand what that.
So here's Kamala Harris saying a lot of words to not answer a question. Someone's spoken to her about inflation, and she's given a number of examples of inflation without actually discussing what the solution is that they're trying to reach to curb inflation, how they're trying to support young families. And I have to say, even Rishi Sunak would be more cogent than this. And that is in no means a compliment to Rishi Sunak. Rishi Sunak would at least come out with some nonsense about supporting families and about things that they're putting in place to support people, etc., etc. Kamala Harris can't even do that. All she can do is slur her way through some weird concept of trying to dictate to people the question that they've already asked her so that she can move on and not answer the question at all. And that is real tricksy politician speak, you know. Actually, there should be very, very clear movements within the American system to support families that are struggling with the cost of living crisis. Kamala Harris has said herself that most Americans are in a position where a $400 bill is going to leave them bankrupt. That's huge. I mean, most families are going to experience unexpected bills of that nature. It's not a huge amount of money. I think it equates to something like 250 quid or something akin to that. You know, it's the car needing servicing, or it's, you know, all three kids needing a new jumper and new shoes all at the same time for school, or, you know, this is not a massive amount of money. That was incredibly scary for me to hear. But this is what I really don't understand about America. America, unlike the UK, has got an awful lot of space and an awful lot of arable land. It's one of the most arable countries on the planet, I believe. So why is there not the support being given to American people to farm and to grow and to focus on actually not nationalizing, because I know the Americans hate that, but focusing on giving people the ability to farm and to work and to grow America to be more self-sufficient, even if that's done in the private sector, if that's what makes you all feel better about it. Because that to me would be a very easy way to develop America and to actually give a next generation of Americans something they felt that they could really be a part of. Whereas it seems to me the opposite is true. I've heard about America, you know, not protecting essentially their waterways, for example. So they've become polluted. So a lot of that arable land is starting to recede because you can't get water there that's not poisoned. Or, you know, people who are growing corn in their back garden are told off because they're not allowed to grow this corn. Or farmers who have found to have certain wheat products are told they're not, you know, there seems to be, for a country that calls itself free, an awful lot of regulation against what the everyday person can do to actually secure their own future and that of their children. And I wonder why that's not the focus of America at the moment. There must be plenty of money, surely, because they're giving, you know, 300 million to Ukraine just in the last month, another 300 million to Taiwan just in the last month. That's all money out of the taxpayers' pockets. So in light of that, there must be vast resources, surely, for you to be able to pay people who might be starting off in growing food. Why is the cost of living so high in America when there is so much arable land? It can't have anything to do with import fees, because you shouldn't be importing, surely, when it comes to actually growing your own food. I mean, here in the UK, we grow something like 110% of our own wheat. We export 10%. So you know, we shouldn't be hit by the price of wheat rising? Or is it that because you have private companies, they look at the international level and prices of stuff and they adjust accordingly, despite the fact it doesn't cost that much? Could it be that this is in fact globalism biting you in the bum? Because if someone can afford to charge you more, then that's entirely what they're going to do. This is what we're finding here in Britain, where we make all but 4% of our own natural gas. We get it from the North Sea, but because the gas companies are privatized, they say, well, we're going to charge more for gas anyway, because if we don't sell it to the people of the UK, we'll just ship it out and we'll sell it to the people of the EU for more money. This is a globalist nightmare because what we find is that as resources around the world are stretched, resources in our home countries are stretched because these people can't separate the two. We kind of have to make them now, because it's really, really important that the people of America and the people of the EU are creating as much food and as much of their own resources as they need. That's what we need to be focused on now. And I haven't heard anything from Kamala Harris's speech that says anything like that. It seems to be all just a lot of words to avoid a question.
That bread